Alright, so if you watched my review of the first movie that I put out yesterday or a couple of days ago, I was pretty indifferent towards the first movie. And this one, I'm a bit indifferent towards as well, but I do think it is a slightly bit of a step below the first movie. But I'll get to that in a sec. There's really two huge issues I had with this movie. The first being, there's barely a story to it. And the story it does have feels very much like they copied Muppets Take Manhattan and also some of the 2011 one. And the other problem is that, unlike the first film, where they at least gave you time to connect with the characters, this feels like they put the songs first and the story second. And it's not like the songs progress the story, it's just how many popular songs can we squeeze into 80 minutes, 90 minutes, however long this movie is. And honestly, some of the songs they chose were not family friendly, and they knew it because you can tell, like in certain songs, that they censored the cursing in the lyrics. Like, there's a bit of a silent drop before they say shh, or, stuff like that. So, like, you can tell, like, if you knew the song wasn't appropriate for a kid's film, why did you put it in? And that aside, though, that's bad enough. But this seems like this was made for a very niche audience. You have to be a fan of talking animal movies that are jukebox musicals, and you also have to be a really big fan of the band U2. And not one or the other. You have to be both, because if you're a fan of U2, but not a fan of talking animal movies, you're not going to enjoy about 80% of this film, because the last 30 minutes or so is the U2 stuff. So you have to get through 80% of this stuff that's talking animal stuff. And if you like talking animal movies, but you aren't really a huge fan of U2, then the ending isn't really going to have a lot of emotional weight to you. And it's like the director really wanted to make a U2 tribute film, but he also wanted to make a film for his kids. So he tried to combine the two, and it just comes off as odd. Now, to its credit, there is some passion behind it. The U2 stuff is the stuff that gets the most passion. Unfortunately, everything else is the bare minimum of effort. It's basically the same idea as the first film. Let's just cram as many popular songs to the runtime as we can, and like I said, most of them are not family friendly. Now, what I mean earlier by my comparison to Muppets Take Manhattan, basically the plot of the film is all the characters from the first film, they want to sell this stage show, and they keep getting rejected, and there's this misunderstanding with the producer who thinks they know this really famous singer, and, he's played by Bono from U2, U2 is in this movie, and he's basically Bono is retired. I mean, his name's not Bono, but it's clearly Bono. And Bono's retired after his wife died because he's sort of lost the passion behind his music, so they go to convince him to be on their show, and honestly, if you've seen the trailer, it spoils pretty much everything. Like, you don't need to see the movie if you've seen the trailer, and I've seen the trailer like 30 times because I've played before like literally every kid's movie that's come out in the past like 6 months. So, like, where it's gonna go. Like, the trailer spoils everything. There aren't any surprises that aren't in the trailer. So, but like I said, the last 20 minutes, though, do have a lot of passion behind them. It is a very touching tribute to the music of U2. So, if you're a U2 fan and you're willing to sit through a talking animal jukebox musical movie, you'll probably enjoy it. But unless you're part of that oddly specific niche, it probably won't do much for you. So I would give Sing 2 a C-, a 7 out of 10, and a 2.5 out of 5 stars.